Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are back again with a day in the life of an entrepreneur. And this time I have one person whom I wanted to get on this show for a very, very long time. That's Ajit Hatti. He's one amazing person. He has a lot of stories to share. So even when we are not on camera, we can chat for hours. We'll talk about his experiences with the setting up a company which now has grown big, as well as that's been acquired. But let me just get him and then we'll talk about more. Hi, Ajit.
Hey, hi Vandana. Hi, all the viewers of A Day in the Life of an Entrepreneur. This has been a fantastic segment. Many of my friends have been over here. I wanted to be here, but yeah, time permits me now. So I'm here. Thank you all. Thanks, Vandana.
Thank you so much, Ajit. So, before we get into any of those questions or discussions, I really want to know about your journey into cybersecurity. That how exactly you got into cybersecurity, and then you've done a lot of work in the null community, nullcon per se, Payatu, and many more things. So, I'm going to stop here and I'll give you the stage, and we want to know about everything.
Most of the people I have met, they have mentioned that they didn't make a conscious choice because when we started, we are old enough, right? So at that time security was not an established practice, right? Or it was in discovery phases, or it was in very early stages, right? So we didn't had that as a defined career, right? So same is with me. Never thought I will be in cybersecurity, but when I was in college, my very dear senior Kamlesh Jannu, he always mentioned that stick to Linux, stick to networking, because that's what is your natural liking. So stick to that. Stick to C. Don't jump into Java. Don't jump into .NET, because that was a hype at that time. So I stuck with that, his advice, and he placed me at initially a company where uh, we were modifying open source communication stacks and adding our own features on top of it, right? So that gave me an exposure of very good C programming and debugging and assembly, etc. So I got a job in a company called 4Js, which had its own fourth generation languages. They were building compilers, debuggers, interpreters, or IDE for that. So that's where I landed. That was my kind of first job in a big established company. So the experience over there with debugging, etc., and assembly language helped me to build my credentials, which were required for doing malware analysis or protocol decoding, building parsers, etc. So I went into a company called Blue Lane Technologies, which was building at that time something called as today we know as RASP. They were building a RASP kind of technology for network traffic, and they had a product called product like IDS, but doing full protocol decoding and then taking a decision whether the traffic is malicious or not. Right. So I got into that company, but they were not calling their product as IDS. They were calling that as a patch proxy. So we were working on that. The work required a very good knowledge of all this C programming, all the basic constructs to tokenize the network traffic and analyze malicious pattern in that. So that was a very rich work, and I still appreciate doing that with a lot of good folks over there, right? So uh, that brought me into security scenario. So that along with my friends Pradeep, Pawan Kinger, etc., we were working on a lot of exciting things like building protocol decoders, fuzzers, and traffic generators, and uh, uh, evasion techniques, how we could evade our own signatures, etc. Right. So I wrote a paper for IDS evasion presented at Club Hack, and then that put me in touch with Rohit Srivastava and other folks in security community. And then I from this company I moved to IBM, where I met Asim and Murtaza, and then we all were doing some cool research apart from our day jobs, right? And we had this urge in ourselves that we should be sharing the knowledge that we have, right? So the basic thing is, if I know two things, you know two things, when we come together and exchange, we all end up knowing four things, right? So that's the power of collaboration. So we wanted to harness that power of collaboration. So we started Null community, and so that's where Akash Mahajan came up to. established chapters. He created the charter. He had conversation with Asim and said, let me put a proper structure to it. You can have chapters, then you can have it in multiple cities. So that's how we started, from Null Pune to Null Bangalore. And KV Prashant brought the critical mass which was required to make this as a movement, right? And then Null as a community started to grow. So that was how I got into security and how the onward journey started.
From your experiences, what are the three things people should do? This is purely your experience, because everyone's journey to being an entrepreneur is different. And what are the three learnings which people should try and refrain from doing it, or be very careful in doing it?
The first thing is always look for the problems, okay, and how you can solve this problem. If you stumble upon a big enough problem that you can solve elegantly, then you can definitely make a product out of it. Okay, so always be a problem solver. I mean, have your eyes and ears open, explore the things. Okay, there are a lot of things happening around, right? If you can fine tune to something of your interest, you will definitely find something. Okay, so always look for problems and try to be a problem solver. I mean, if you get a problem, there are two things: you can crib about it, or you can think to solve about it, right? So be the problem solver, not don't be a problem yourself. Okay, so that's one. Second thing is be vocal. If you have some idea, if you have some solution, discuss it with your peers, your friends, of course, the people who you trust with. Okay, so when you discuss with other people, two things can happen: either your ideas get validated, okay, or your problem becomes others problem. They might come up with a better idea which you can collect and refine your own ideas, right? So talk to people, right? So talking to people, having good connects with people will always help you. Okay, so whenever I had problem that I'm running out of funds, or I need connects, or I need to hire a good person but I'm not getting, so whenever I shared my problem with others, somehow you make them not responsible but their problem as well, and you get their mind share as well to help you, right? So in both these examples, what you have to do is, it's again, we are talking about the problems, right? So first is identifying problem, second is sharing the problem. Now when you are sharing the problem, if you have good people skill, people will you will connect with people and people will connect with your problem, and then it will help you to refine and ideate or find a better solution, right? Now, once you have done that, okay, the third thing is be fast in your execution. Okay, we have been sometimes we have been slow, sometimes we have been ruthlessly fast in doing things, failing things, right, and refining the things. Okay, somewhere we have been a bit slow, okay, to analyze what should be the right message to get into the market, etc., right? So whenever we have been faster in approach, we were we have made better progress. And whenever we had slowed down, uh, we could have done some deep work, okay, but the progress was not fast, or the progress wasn't that significant. Okay, so if you stumble upon something, then moving fast or gathering a pace is very, very important, because everything has a shelf life, even your ideas, your products, because things change fast, and with AI and ML coming into play, the change will be even faster. Everything will be accelerated, right? So being fast at execution is something which I definitely would like to emphasize on. I cannot overemphasize it. Okay, so identify a problem, talk to people about the problem, and once you stumble upon a solution, be very, very fast in your execution. So these are the three things I would like to advise. Okay, three things that you should be avoiding, right? So the first thing I would recommend is uh, people problem. Okay, so you have to work with people, right? So first thing you have to do is you have to be excellent with people. Unless you are excellent with people, you cannot progress. You cannot progress at the cost of people, right? You have to be means excellent with that. Nothing less than excellent. Okay, you have to be very good with people, and that's a skill that you learn over a period of time. Okay, so what can help you is being yourself, right? Just put it out in open that this is how I am, and I need help, and this is how I am, so adjust with me or work with me, or like let's find a way to work together, right? So that helps if you have very strong kind of personality. I'm very easygoing with everyone, all right? Uh, when I was building this company, I have onboarded people, uh, and all those people well resonate with me, right? And we have kind of established an equation where we see if people are culturally fit, then they can be part of PureID, right? So cultural fit is something which we emphasize a lot on, because we cannot afford to have wrong people in the team, because then everything goes for a toss. The productivity, the thoughts, the kind of passion that you bring in, right? The commitment to the work that you bring in, everything goes for a toss, right? So we want to solve technical problems. We want to solve go-to-market problem. We want to solve scaling problem. But people problem is something which we don't want to solve, or we don't want to get into, right? So that's something which we want to avoid by being excellent and having excellent people around, right? So that is one thing. Avoid people problem, right? Be excellent with people. Okay, that is one. Okay. Second thing is, if you think that you have something which is solid, some solid idea you have, and you have even somewhat half plan, then commit to it. Okay. If you have less of confidence, if you show underconfidence, or if you have self doubt, don't commit to it. Okay. Self doubt is something which will kill even good ideas. Okay. Or even that will it will hamper uh, even if you have excellent degrees, excellent growth, excellent uh, backing of investors, etc. If you have self doubt, you're gone. Okay, that you have to avoid at any given chance. So entrepreneurship is a roller coaster ride. With couple of customers rejection, you will feel, hey, what I'm doing, is my product worthless, right? Oh, okay, someone has announced similar features and they are a big company. Now they can beat you any day, and you won't be having any chance to stand in the market, right? So self doubt at any of this stage will shake you. You will have self doubt in this journey. Okay, not once, twice, but maybe every alternate day, right? But then this is a journey when you see some good reaction from some customers, existing customers or potential customers or some analysts, right? Then that again takes you up, right? But during this period, okay, self doubt, I mean, you will get, but don't surrender to that. Okay. So whenever you are encountering investors or your well-wishers, etc., if they sense a self-doubt in you, then they won't have faith in you, right? And companies are built when people commit with you. My team has committed everything to Pure ID, right? That's the reason we have been succeeded, right? If I would have shown self-doubt at any level, I wouldn't have got the same commitment, same level of commitment from the team, from the investors, from the people who are backing us, right? So self-doubt is something which once you jump in, you shouldn't have it, or even if you get it, get over it as soon as possible. Okay. So that's my second thing you should be avoiding. Okay. Third thing that you should be avoiding is faking. Okay, so faking, I have seen it doesn't work. Okay, you can definitely say that, yeah, we intend to do these things, or whatever efforts we are taking, it translate into this, but faking outright will never help you, because uh, whenever you lose a customer or when you lose a deal, it's not that you are losing deal, it's just that customer is not trusting you enough, not trusting you enough with the kind of security, quality of the product, or maybe your ability to give a sustained long time service, right? As a startup, you will always face this doubt that will you survive another day to serve them? Because when some company is committing to you buying your product, like product like ours, where they have to change everyone's authentication behavior, it's a big change, right? And if they are committing to us, and if as a startup we are not there for next 5 7 years, then their investment is going to drain, right? So, and that's a big impact, right? Say, so that's why they always have a doubt on a startup, right? But then If you are uh, right, you are genuine upfront, then these are things we offer and these are the things which we might build. Okay, then it will help you. It will help you to build that trust. And believe me, if customer has your trust, he will back you. He will find 100 ways to promote you. And even if he sees 10 reasons not to say or not to procure you, even then he will neglect that and he will focus on those positive points, right? So for customers to focus on the biggest positive points that you have to give him trust, and that comes with genuinity. If you are faking the things, customers are very, very smart. All the people who are dealing with security, they are smarter people, and they can sense the things, right? So being genuine will always help you. So don't fake it. People say fake it till you make it, but I will advise otherwise. I mean, be open. Okay, be transparent. This is what we are, and this is what we intend to do, and we will do. Even if you have some requirements, if we are not matching those features, we will do that for you, right? And somewhere we always tell we will not do this because this is totally against our philosophy, right? Take it or leave it. Even we have said that. So we have been genuine, ruthlessly genuine, right? So yeah, that's my advice. Don't fake it. Just make it, right?
Right.
Yes, my three
I,
takes.
yeah. Wonderful advice, especially avoid people problem. If you have self doubts, throw it out of the window as soon as possible. There are people around you to support you. Be communicative and be ruthlessly open about what you have and what you can do. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Ajit. It was a wonderful conversation, and I personally learned a lot, especially the learnings that you've shared and your journey. It has been marvelous, and we have so many things to learn from you. This short period of time does not actually justify what you've achieved so far, but I'm sure a lot of people after this episode will reach out to you and learn from you in some way or the other.
Happy to be useful to others, and if they can learn few things or they can avoid few things out of my experience, I'm happy and thankful to my team who have been meticulously managing my time and this podcast for me especially. So thanks to my entire team at PureID who have been helping me with managing these things. Otherwise, it would have been crazy.
Thank you, Ajit, for joining me today. I'm sure we'll have a lot of conversation in the coming months.
Looking forward. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.